Hello, Starseeds. Welcome to Starseed Living. My name is LoRayN. So we are continuing our 5D into crystal realm and all things crystal, which, as you know, I'm a geek and love crystals. And there's so many reasons to love crystals, particularly as we move further and further into our 5D, I was going to use the word environment, but that isn't the right word, existence, our 5D immersion, our 5D true selves, because we are becoming more and more crystalline. We are the diamond Christed light. We are the Christed light return. We are it. And our helpers, our allies, our collaborators are the minerals of this reality moving into 5D. So we're discovering the fluid nature of the crystalline world, because as we move and evolve, so do the crystals. And they have much to teach us about our past nows. Remember, everything is now. It's all, if you were to look at a column that was all now time, every existence that we have ever had is existing in the now. But the knowledge and information is the crystals are the record keepers. They have been our allies, our power sources, our teachers for the entire existence of humanity on this planet, this earth plane, this three-dimensional reality. And even before we descended into 3D, crystals were more allies and structures that we utilized to collaborate and learn and grow. Now, as we move into the 5D, fully stepped through the gate, immersing ourselves in the crystalline 5D timeline template, we can utilize the knowledge and information, the power, the frequency, the energy of crystals to accelerate our movement forward. And starseeds in particular, because we have come here from all dimensions of time and space and gathered here on this earth plane. Some of us have been here for a very long time. I remember experiences where I was in the actual creation of this world. And crystals were a big part of the focusing of the frequency of creation. Now, we have starseeds that have never been in this dimensional 3D, 4D space that have birthed here for this particular mission, for this time. And most of them, if they haven't been shut down, and so many of us have been, whether we've been here for a long time or newly here, because there are forces that wish to keep this place locked in 3D. But the time for that is over. When we clicked over on December 21st, the winter solstice gateway, the time of choosing, there were enough starseeds on the planet at that moment in time to tip the scales. We cannot go back. Our timelines have collapsed and we are all moving forward in the 5D. Now, that doesn't mean everybody is going to go with us. Right now, we are in a transitionary phase. Right now, there are people exiting the planet en masse. because they chose to remain in a 3D experience. You cannot ascend into 5D if you've chosen, consciously or unconsciously, their spirit chose to experience the 3D experience. And we all have free will. But the majority of us have stepped through the gateway. The majority of us are altering and shifting our crystalline nature. And we as starseeds are the way showers. We are the ones assisting humanity to wake up, to discover the truth, and to choose to step through. That is the mission of every starseed on the planet. Now, we each have our unique gifts and talents, and we each are emitting codes and frequencies. We can't help it. We were born with it. We were brought into it. That's what we do, whether we consciously know it or not. We are emitting frequencies that are shifting, altering, and changing this reality exponentially. So, back to the crystals. Today, we're going to continue getting to know crystals and tell you, well, let's rewind just a bit. I realized that what I should have, or what I wanted to do first was share ideas of how to clear crystals. Now, there are 1 million people out there who have written 1 million books, done videos, done all sorts of things, teaching all sorts of things about how to clear your crystals. I'm a girl that likes things easy, quick, and no rules. So at one point I was going to write a book called Rocking the Rules, kind of a play on crystals and rocks, because there are so many people that have written so many books and done so many courses on this is the way you have to do it. And I understand having guidelines to guide to begin with for someone who doesn't know anything, to give them a path to sort of guide them in a direction. But so many people with all the healing modalities out there, you got to do it this way. And if you don't do it this way, you're doing it wrong, yada, yada, yada. There is no wrong in energy if you come from a pure heart. If your intention is good and your intention is to heal, your intention is to be of service, there's no wrong way to do it. Hear me. There is no wrong way to do it if you are coming with a pure heart. So, yes, there are good practices, like it's really a good idea, particularly now, to declare your sovereignty, to encircle yourself and your space and clear your energy fields and put protection. I like recently I heard someone say the 12th dimensional diamond Christed light, which is kind of a shimmering, silvery, at least that's how I see it, bubble around myself and my space. And the minute she said that, I went, oh, yes, that feels fantastic. So you hear something, you garner something, you are exposed to something, and you try it out and you go, yeah, that's fantastic. So I think good practices are clear your space, clear your personal energy field, put protection around yourself. I like sage because it's fun and it's kind of dramatic, the whole smoke, and it works. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's a tool. We have to remember all of these are tools that really are amplifying our own signature frequency. We, however, this consent thing is a way to declare our sovereignty to any energy that would be counter to our pureness of heart, our intent to be of service to the world. So I encourage you to, every morning when you get up and every night as you're going to sleep, declare, I do not consent. I do not consent. I do not consent. I am a sovereign being. Whatever you want to say. The other thing recently that I heard was, as you're going to sleep at night, intend for a complete reset. To reset and your intention when you're resetting is back to your diamond Christed light. So if anything has rocked your day, anything's thrown you off, any weirdness has filtered in, you can reset back to your diamond Christed light. And remember to ground yourself into the 5D 6D earth template. We have moved out of 3D 4D. We are grounding ourselves in 5D 6D. So those are just a couple of things that I recommend as general practice. Now for clearing your crystals. So you have your crystal, and there are some crystals that always are clearing. So you can always just lay your crystals on selenite or black tourmaline. They're constant frequency of clearing. But let's say you got a bowl of quartz crystals, and quartz, because it's a sender receiver, it can hold things, particularly if you're using them for healing. The quickest and easiest way is just to intend a burst of Christed light in the crystal amplified outward. That'll clear it like lickety split. You can use a pyramid and just put your crystal within the pyramid, just like that. That'll clear it. Just leave it there. Just leave it overnight. Leave it for a few minutes. Intention is everything. Some people like to put their crystals in salt water, particularly all of a sudden, sea salt. Wow, had a brain. So sea salt water. My bra is showing. We'll just tuck that under right there. So that's a really good way. Although there are crystals that are considered what they call friable, which is they dissolve in water. So you wouldn't want to use that for every crystal, just because you don't want your crystals to just melt into the water. Those would be things like selenite. Selenite you don't want in water. So there's the pyramid. Fantastic. I like to put them in, you can put them in your singing bowls. Kind of makes a dud, but it does actually clear a crystal. You can do that. That's kind of fun. Put it out in the sun. Now again, I caution you with that because there are crystals that if you put them out in the sun, it will actually take the color out of the crystal. It won't take the energy or frequency out of the crystal, but there are particular crystals that sunlight absolutely destroys their coloring. So you'll end up with a clear crystal when it, like, I can't remember the name of the one that I'm thinking of right now. It's a beautiful green crystal. But if it gets in the sun, it loses its green really fast and becomes white. So those are just some really quick, easy ways to clear your crystals. I apologize again. I have this chronic condition of sinuses that I can't wait for the med beds. I'm hoping they come out this year, but I don't know if they'll come out for the general public. I know that the military is using them to take care of the children and to help with the military. But anyway, I apologize. I can't do anything about it at this point in time with all the craziness going on. So I hope it doesn't disturb you too much. It disturbs me a lot, but I'm going to push through. Okay, so we've cleared our crystals. We know that they're purified. The best thing to do now with your crystals do the crystal cave meditations, get to know your crystals. And I'm going to do over the next couple of days a couple more meditations, and I'm going to do them on a different video isolated just to the meditation. So it makes it easier for you to just click on the meditation and do the meditation. That came to me the other night, that for this particular coursework or knowledge base, when I do a meditation, I think it's easier if I do it separate from the discussion, because I want you to be able to use it over and over again. Because what's important about these meditations, particularly the crystal caves and getting to know them, is that I encourage you to take one crystal at a time and do the meditations and get to know that crystal. Because the knowledge of crystals, yes, you can do the books, you can do the crystal Bible. The reason I like this one is it's got pictures in it. So if you have crystals that you don't know what they are, it's a great way to learn what they are by the pictures. There's some, like I said, the Book of Stones is another really good one, but you have to know what crystal you're dealing with, because they don't have pictures. At least they didn't in the versions that I have. I don't know what the newer ones have. So as you're doing the meditations, if you stay with one crystal and really do the process with each one of your crystals, you will gain knowledge about that crystal and how it wants to work with you. And this is about empowerment. It's about empowerment for you to learn the process. And like I said before, each class of crystals, like all quartz crystals, have certain transmission and receiving. They're not the only ones, but quartz crystal is used in computers and watches and everything because of their ability to hold information. And so, and within the quartz realm, there are many, like this is a Lemurian and a record keeper. So, and here's the thing. You can have someone else tell you what your crystal is for, what your crystal does, what its attributes are. But the best source of knowing is the crystal itself. And the more you become familiar, the more you get a relationship with your crystal, the better it is. Now, I have over 400 crystals, and I have not done this work with every single crystal. It's just because of time, and my collection of crystals over the last 5 years was in storage because my life was in major transition. My husband and I moved across country, but for 4 years we traveled to see the country, the continental United States. And so everything that I had for my healing work and my crystals, well, not mine, because remember, we're just caretakers, was in storage. And honestly, they haven't been really thrilled about being stored. I have them all now with me where I am at. Well, the majority of them. But I'm working on a shelf that will house them. Many of mine are smaller crystals because I use them to make the crystal essences that you see up here. And I'll be teaching you how to do that so you can learn the process and make your own. But if you just want to check mine out, I don't know if my website is up yet. My nephew keeps telling me it's coming, but we'll see. Right timing. Anyway, so do the process with each and every crystal. Stick with it until you've learned how each crystal wants to work with you, because we're going to do the meditation. The first one, the crystal cave, was amazing, but now we're going to do some more work that is going to lead you into deeper knowledge of the crystals. So I hope you're enjoying so far. Look for the video today on the meditation that will be in the channel. And it'll say specifically into the crystal cave meditation 2. And then when I do 3, that'll be 3. But so I want you to be able to do this process 1, 2, 3 with each of your crystals, so that you gain deeper understanding of each crystal for the purpose they want to work with you. And is there anything else I want to say about that? The more you take the time to learn each individual crystal, the more power you will have in the use of the partnership that you will gain with the crystals. All right, so look for the meditation video. Until next time, this is Starseed Living. My name is LoRayN. Happy crystals.